What up, all you poker ghost and ghoulies? It's your boy, the poker crypt keeper, aka Bangarang XX Rufio XX, calling that all in with ace 4 suited. Feeling a little super sassy. Unfortunately, have the balls to fold that ace 4 and you save your tournament life. Fortunately, this was a lower buy-in. And that's where the problem lies, is you can't vary your play because you're playing a dollar or a $3 game versus a 15 or a 30 or 300. Would I make that move if this was a $25 or $50 qualifier? Probably not. But I rebuy and pick up ace queen suited right after. And after the limp and a 3-bet, I decided to just ricka shove it right in his face. He tanks, calls with that ace 10, fortunately just where I want him, and ace queen looking oh so hot. Can it hold? Sure enough, like a beast, like a champ, like a winner, doubles me up, which is a great way to restart the tournament. King jack in position. It's one of those spots that we're in every day, day in and day out. The pitfalls, the traps, the bombs, the grenades. You know, this is where we casually just raise. I mean, it folds to you. There's 3 players left and you're in position with king jack. I mean, it is setting you up to fail. How can we conquer? How can we combat against? I mean, look at that. On an ace high flop, don't you just, all you want is your chips back? But every day, the game, it's a game. The game puts us in scenarios that are super tough to say no to. Here's another one. Queen jack suited. What are you going to do? You're going to casually raise. I mean, if we gave this to 100 players, 1,000 players, and we see how they play it, who's going to fold? Who's going to limp? Who's going to raise? Who's going to call that raise? Who's going to see this flop before diamonds and not make another move? I mean, sure enough, and look at this. I love it. He has top pair and us out flush drawed. Just beast mode right next to us. Just a complete loser bomber. But I love it because my intuition, my gut was to stay away from it, and knowing that if I casually get involved, I'm going to lose more than a casual amount of chips, which I did. I mean, I lost like half my stack from the casual, oh, you know, I'll just raise it. You want to speak casual? You want to talk about just chip draining, chip burning? King queen on the small blind. Let's just get sassy and raise it, right? Okay. Well, then let's just continuation bet. Well, he says, you know what? F your continuation bet. I double you. And now, I mean, you're stuck. You cannot, he's got you locked into just crippleness to where you're forced to fold. And all you think about is, I didn't have to lose the extra chips on pre-flop. I didn't have to lose those extra chips on that continuation bet. I lost half my stack casually. Yeah, that's big. That's huge. That's important. Do you want to lose your other half of your stack right here with a dirty ace 10? I mean, and here's the thing. You start going on that negative tilt, that down roll spiral. Now you're playing like a different mode. And you're like, oh, well, I just lost half my stack with king queen. I might as well lose the other with ace 10. What? I mean, it doesn't even have to be the same game. You could start affecting your other games because you're playing like that. And sure enough, look at that. You're up against hooks. And it was just designed for him to beast mode it and for you to chip drain. Look at this. Now, I'm forced practically to play this 9-10 suited because I already lost half my stack. Whether or not I win with that 9-10 suited, you just know, like, hey, I didn't have to be in this scenario. You know, I could potentially still have that 2,500 in chips, and I could wait for a better spot. Yeah, fortunately, we get called by ace deuce, and we flop a monster, and go ahead and double up right there, which is awesome. But you know, it would be nice to not make that necessary. I was talking about how, well, we do have an ace king right here. It's interesting because there's, you know, folds around to me. There's several ways you could play it. You could double it, you could triple it, you could just shove. There's no limping, there's no folding. We know that. And fortunately, if you raise and then fold with a small chip stack, it's never just never seems to work out. So I think just put it in, take either a small win or a battle, and look at that. He flops huge. If we did anything but an all-in, we'd be forced to fold on that flop. But fortunately, bang that ace on the turn because we were forced in that all-in play that we made, making it the right decision. Now, I'm excited to do a vlog on every hand and just do that single hand for like 100 or 1,000 times from various tournaments. For example, just starting off with like ace ace, and then just see it in every tournament 100 times, 1,000 times. Ace ace, here's what happens, here's the outcome. Ace ace, very next hand, and we just do a quick through, and we just do a ton of aces. And then in the next video, let's play kings, and then we just see kings 100 times, 1,000 times, and we see what happens day in and day out. And then I want to do it for everything, including my favorites, you know, do it for the ace 10. What happens playing it 1,000 times? That king jack suited. And it would be awesome to do a video for, and I plan on doing it. It's going to be epic. It's going to be so awesome. It's going to be one of my favorite passion projects that's going to come up. It's going to take a lot of data, a lot of time, but I'm super excited, and I think it'll be like just epiphany, just so much great knowledge from that, because who doesn't want to see 1,000 aces getting played, or even more of those questionable hands, you know, 1,000 queen jack suiteds played. I mean, what if we, and then, you know, maybe get some numbers in, like what if we see queen jack suited, I play 1,000 times and it loses 900 times, let's just say. Are you ever going to want to play that queen jack suited again? You're going to be like, oh my God, you know, C Money just lost 900 out of 1,000 with queen jack suited. He just lost 900 out of 1,000 times with king jack. You know, he just won 900 out of 1,000 with king. So I'm super excited for that. Just one of my ideas, you know, for my poker passion products, that I'm gonna definitely get out. And I am doing the bankroll, the triple up challenge. So I am gonna do the $3 triple ups, turning, let's say, 20 into 300, and trying to up from $3 triple ups to $7 triple ups. Once I get to 300, we're going to do the $7 triple up challenge up to 700. And then if we get up to 700, we're going to do the $15 triple up challenge up to 1,500, and then up to 25. And you know where we're going. So I'm super excited to do that as well. And I do have actually some triple ups that I've been taking note on, and honestly, it's been the best for my bankroll management, and for the amount of value that I've been getting out of the tournaments. It's great. It's a grind, but it's so nice to like be able to take 20, and you can fluctuate down, you know, 3 3 3 3, you know, maybe down, And then all of a sudden you win a couple triple ups and you're back up to 20 and you're up to 30 and you're up to 40. And it's a great feeling, you know, because you're getting that value, you're getting that skill. And I'm super excited to be shown that challenge as well. Now, I understand that we missed a ton because I was totally just talking offshore. But, you know, it I get, you know, I love the game. I love the game so much, guys, you know, for better or worse. And I even love losing, you know, in a sort of sense, to just back up my, you know, feelings and thoughts. And like, you know, like for example, play a dirty ace jack and comes queen high. You know, I it just backs up my theories, my personal theories, and my intuition. Let's get back in this game. Ace queen, going for a shove, getting called by that ace six, which is just exactly what you want. Here's an interesting spot. Are you ever folding this ace queen against? It's scary to go against a guy that shoves from under the gun, but remember, he could be bluffing. He could be making a move with something weaker. Ace queen's a beast, yo, and sure enough, it proves it right here. And you have to tell yourself you have 2K in chips on 3 and 6 plus antes. You are in the dead zone. You have no choice. You must play. And not that you must play, but you should be happy to play. Say, hey, thank you. Thank you for giving me this ace queen. I have made mistakes where I folded ace queen. I look back and I say, hey, I could have won $1,000 if I would have just called someone's all in with an ace queen. But I folded it. And then you end up playing something so much weaker. I shove on this guy with a7 right here. He calls with ace 4. It's one of the best scenarios you could be in, especially when you shove with a weak ace, is to get called by a weaker ace. Unfortunately, he hits that lucky 4, takes away that 10K pot from us, and cripples all that good that just happened, unfortunately. Nonetheless, it seemed like the right move, and it was. And forced to play these pocket sevens, get called by the small and big, creating just a wall in front of us. And even though it looks like a pretty favorable board, I mean, look, you got paired 9s and an 8. It wasn't enough. Some guy hit, and that's just going to go ahead and take us out of this tournament. And right here, for the $150 ticket, I built up a stack. We're in for a 6K pot. He shoves. What do you do with an ace 10 against Battle of the Blinds? He shoves. I quickly call, pick up a monster draw on the flop. Unfortunately, it bricks. And it's like so obvious. Do you have the balls to fold ace 10 suited? It's tough when it's Battle of the Blinds, because we all know when it folds around in the small blind, that is the most likely spot for someone to want to just throw it in your face with a subpar hand. So, I mean, on a better day, I like to think that I easily could get away from an ace 10 suited. Once again, my theory, I am just fine. Like, the more I play like a hand like ace 10, the theme seems to be loser, big loss, just constantly losing. But there is that mix in. So, you know, it's just like, it's so close. But then again, is it really? Just remember, you know, an epic fold saves your tournament life. It's better than, making that play and winning those chips. I'd rather have my chip stack. I jump into the BDPO event number 122 qualifier, 6 seats, of course, guaranteed. This is like a $44 buy-in. That is a huge qualifier. Let me play that $44. Let me lose that $44 so that you don't have to. You can just watch my video and say, hey, let me just see what happens if I would have put in that $44 to try to win a huge, $500 ticket. And look at this. This is crazy. The guy like limp shoves, and I have the balls to call his ass with ace jack. And to my demise, he shows queen 10 suited. I cannot believe this at the beginning of the game. And of course, he banks a queen on the turn and cripples my entire stack to the point where I feel like a jack. I'm like, wow, I just signed up for a $44 qualifier, and we're at like the beginning. I mean, we're like, what, 2 levels in? And our stacks are going in, and I have the hand that I really despise the most. But you know what? My intuition was right. I was like, this guy's got garbage. And you know what? Queen 10 suited. Technically, I'm a strong favorite with that ace jack. Unfortunately, it just didn't go my way. And sure enough, just like that, I'm forced